Aboye at all. I welcome you once again, my viewers all over the world. Today, I will be talking on Odu Ogunda Meji, also known as Ogunda metanla. Ogunda Meji is taking number 9 in the Odu of Ifa. My name is Apostle Elder Dr. Festus Inobakare Igbinosu. My telephone number is 070-311-54906. The other number is 080-567-43599. Please, if this is your first time of just watching this video, I advise you to subscribe. As you subscribe, like and share so that this video can go far. And I also advise, as you are watching this video, try to exercise patience to watch this video to the end, because this Odu, this is where I'm going to go details on Ogunda Maji. Ogunda Maji is one of the 16 principal Odu Ifa that have fire as its elements, with combination of sand, which is number 9, Odu, the creator. The meaning, the spirit of iron creates. Ogunda is symbolized by the idea of clearing a path of opening road. Historically, it is associated with the process of organizing social structure into cities and towns. On a personal level, Ogunda Maji, it is associated with progress towards fulfillment of destiny. This is Ogunda Maji. The negative manifestation of Ogunda Maji is destruction without intention. That is Ogunda Maji for you. The keynote: Ogunda creates the removal of obstacles. Ogunda metanla, there is an army of enemies behind this person. When this Odu is being revealed at Okmile or Ike and Ogunda Maji appears, the client should be told that there are many of enemies behind this person. One should feed his head. What the person needs to do is to feed his head. Do not speak out of tongues. Talks of unfinished plans. This is what Ogunda metanla is talking about when it comes as for a person in Okmile or in Ike. Ogunda eyela. Put your heart into what you do. Put your heart, put your mind, put your focus into what you do. That is what Ogunda Maji is talking about. The person could be famous one day. Sickness in Ogunda Maji, loss of blood, accidents, intestinal problems, female production. That is, a woman will be having a very hard infection or disease that is having problem in her menstruation. You understand? Operation, kidney problem, broken bones, infections, high blood pressure, ebo of Ogunda. The ebo, we sacrifice, those things are needed in Ogunda when this person is out. After Ogunda Maji has appeared at Ogbodu for this person, for this client, what is needed for the sacrifice in the first 3 days, like after the first night, when the client has, passed through Ogbodu, and it happens that the Ogunda Maji is what appear as the patron. What you need to sacrifice is beef, gallows, knife, machete, gun, sticks, fish, and used clothes, ram, and OGUN and Eshu need to be attended to for the first 3 days as soon as possible. So as Ogunda Maji has also appeared, we should also tell that person not to eat anything that have to do with pig meat, those animals that is being cooked that still have some blood stain within them. So these are some of those things that declining to be noted, that if those things are taboos to him. So also the person shouldn't be staying in corners, in corners, or taking of alcohol, and also never in a group of three. One should not be unfaithful. You should let that client know that. So you have to also work to you also have to work to solve problem, to solve work problems. The person need to be told. And more so, if he has anything that, if he's a man, he's have any problem with his man organ, he needs to be attended to through sacrifice, so that his man organ can also be out. So we're not talking about Ogunda Maji. Ogunda Maji is also the one that gave birth to Okpile. He was the one that brought Okpile from heaven to this very earth. The teaching of Ogunda Maji, this sign is violence. Ogunda Maji, this sign is violence. It represents violence, wounds, and insensations that can be made to the body, as well as different words that can arise when wanting to acquire a good prize by others. Ifa says in Ogunda Maji, this person's life will be fine. He will bear witness to good things, but should not hold grudges towards people. He must prepare a large fresh fish to offer as sacrifice to Ogun. Ifa would vindicate him or her when it is born in the Odu of Ifa Ogunda Maji, surgery, science of war weapons, castration, aggressive actions such as cutting, slicing, sewing, puncturing, and all the trades that have to do with these actions. High blood pressure, the erection of the penis, venereal diseases, penis, the testicles. What is the sign Ogunda Maji is talking about? Ogunda Maji is talking about let Shango see everything on land and sea. That is what Ogunda Maji is talking about. But also, as Ogunda Maji, we also need to attend to Olokun. Olokun, this is also one of the divinities or the deity that one need to also attend to when Ogunda Maji has appeared as a patron Odu. That is Ogun, Olokun, and the reason why Ogun and Olokun and Eshu is needed in this Odu, when you look at the story that's around Ogunda Maji, when ORUNMILA was coming to this down earth, when God Olodumare now asked the divinities to come and discover this earth. ORUNMILA was the youngest out of all other deities or divinities. So what happened? It was Ogun who came first, because Ogun has violence. He believed on his violence, and Ogun now thrive and thrive and thrive. Ogun didn't succeed. He didn't succeed on the journey to discover this very earth. What happened when he came down? His followers that came across bush. This bush was a tea forest. All what Ogun was just doing, he couldn't have a path, a way to pass through. Then the followers, after staying for a while on earth, there was no food. They started eating wood. How can wood satisfy human being? There was no way. And if that happens, if that occurs to Ogun, that this mission is unaccomplished, he has to return back to heaven, to meet Olodumare, to report the mission failed. It was the time or turn of Olokun to now come to this very earth, to discover this earth, this world, this earth we are talking about. What also happened, Olokun on her own, she passed through the sea, which was water. There was no way for these followers to pass through to get to a dry land. After some days now, they were hungry. They continued to feed with water. And there was no way they could get satisfaction with water alone, without food. Some of those followers died as a result of starvation. So Olokun has to return back to heaven to also report mission incomplete. So it was the time of ORUNMILA to come to this earth to discover this earth. Orunmila went to meet Ifa. When in that divine, it was Ogunda Maji that appeared, that came forth. And Orunmila was told to attend to issue immediately. That issue will be in better support for Orunmila to be able to achieve discovery of this area. So Orunmila fixed issue immediately. And that was how Aruba, which was the daughter of Olodumare, came with Orunmila right from heaven. Remember what I'm saying now. I want all viewers that is listening here now. It was Orunmila that brought a woman. It was Olodumare that gave Orunmila Aruba. Aruba was a female, a daughter of Olodumare that came down with Orunmila to this very earth. So Okmile now volunteered to follow Orunmila down to this area. Orunmila told Okmile that after he has succeeded in discovering the earth, he will come for Okmile. That Okmile should wait in heaven. So Aruba on her own now told Orunmila, because there was nothing that Orunmila could to lay his hands upon, because Ogun and Olokun has collected all materials apart from that of the snail shell. The snail shell, which was asked by which was advised by Aruba that Orunmila should demand it for Olodumare. Olodumare then gave Orunmila that snail shell and a bag that contains whatever you demand is what it gives to you. Now, Ekpoki. Now, at the end of the day, Orunmila came down through the nature of the palm tree to this down earth. When Orunmila was not coming, the first obstacle they had was Ogun intervention. How did Ogun intervene? Esu immediately went to meet Ogun and told Ogun that Orunmila has gone to earth. The mission that you failed, Orunmila is going to succeed. And Orunmila didn't tell you that he was going to this earth. How can Orunmila belittle you? Ogun hearing this, he was now annoyed. He now went to go and block Orunmila on the way. Getting there, Orunmila was even on the forest where Ogun failed. Ogun quarreled with Orunmila. Why must you go on a journey without letting me know? Orunmila told Ogun that no, he never belittled Ogun, that he had sent Esu to report the matter, to tell Ogun that he was on his way to this very earth. Ogun now remember it was actually Esu who told him that Orunmila was on a journey to this very earth. For that, Ogun has to compromise. He has to agree. And by agreement, he now told Orunmila that on one condition, that all of his followers, before they will take their food here on earth, they must start with sweet stick. After eating wood, that is sweet stick, before they can take every other food for the day. So there was an agreement between Orunmila and Ogun. Further still, the same thing played with that of Olokun. When Orunmila met Olokun, he told Olokun all what had transpired. And Olokun said, why must you tell me without, why did you give me notice that you were coming to this earth? So Olokun quarreled with Orunmila, and on one condition, and Orunmila said he has also sent Oisu to make Olokun know that he was coming to this very mother earth. So it was actually Esu that told Olokun that Orunmila has gone. Based on that, Orunmila and Olokun agreed. And Olokun said, from today, all followers of Orunmila will always take water in the morning before they take every other meal. That was how Olokun and Ogun paved way for Orunmila to be able to achieve the fulfillment of this wonder earth. So when Ogunda Maji appeared, for someone that is having a blockage, this is not working well, you are having difficulties, stand still, and you are having challenges, this is not going well, what that person need to do is to attend to Olokun and Ogun and Esu. In Ogunda Maji, when you are able to feast these three deities or divinities, you are sure of a free passage. Further still, when Orunmila succeeded finally to achieving his aim here on earth. He brought out all those crops and all. This is where you need to also use greens, like greens, corn, millet, all these farm products. You also use some of these greens to feed Esun on this very Odu, because this was what Orunmila used to plant immediately, and there was production, a lot of food came to existence. So when we're talking about Ogunda Maji, we're talking about construction, we are talking about technology, we are talking about production, putting something into form. That is what Ogunda Maji is talking about. So when Orunmila succeeded and his followers also succeeded, he now had a settlement fully here on earth. So what happened? It was that time for Orunmila to go to back to heaven to want to meet Ogumile, so that he would now invite Ogumile down to this very Mother Earth. So before Orunmila now left, leaving Aruba behind, that is the wife to Orunmila. You understand? The wife to Orunmila, which the Olodumare gave to him. Now, when he left Aruba behind, before Orunmila came from heaven, Ogun, Shango, and other divinities, they now seduced Aruba, the wife of Orunmila. When Orunmila came, he now discovered that the wife had been seduced. He now reported to Olodumare, and Olodumare said, well, there was nothing he could do, because that's something that's happened. He has given you his own daughter, which is the Aruba, that Orunmila should take hold of his own wife. So Orunmila now make a decree in the presence of God Almighty, that whoever that is an Aruba, to every babalawo need not to, because when your wife, because there are some babalawo or Ifa priests or Awo, they have made these blunders, they have made this mistake, allow their wife to be their Aruba. They make their wife to be their Aruba. Any Ifa person that have been initiated into Ifa, and your wife is the one that follow you to Ogbodu, remember what I'm telling you today. Man must seduce your wife. There must be seduction. You must know your woman must commit adultery. So it's not left for you to accept that woman or not. So if you are still having your wife with you and that thing has not happened for the now, better still, you have to contact me immediately for me to be able to tell you what to do, so that we can be able to block it immediately. These are the errors which some of the Babalawo has done, and a lot of people are being a victim. Allow even their girlfriend, a woman that she want to marry, you are proposed to her, but yet not married. So this woman has followed you to Ogbodu, be your Aruba. There is no way your wife can be your Aruba. Your wife can never be your Aruba. And there are still other people now. They carry man to be the Aruba. It's an error. It is only woman that can be your Aruba. Ogunda Maji has explained this. It is only woman. A woman who is qualified to be Aruba can be your cousin sister. You understand? Your relations, your blood sister. A woman you know that you are not going to have anything that to do with sexual intercourse. Woman that you know you have no sexual intercourse, a woman that you know you are not going to marry, can be your Aruba. So those people who has made this mistake, allow their wife to be the Aruba, and their wife have been the Aruba already. I want you to contact me on my telephone number. My telephone number is here, 070-311-554-906 or 080-567-43599. So if you know you have already allowed your wife to be your Aruba, better for you now. If your wife is still with you, you have to contact. I will tell you what to do, and I will settle it so that your wife will not be seduced or taken away from you. That is one. So if your wife has left you and you still want your wife to come back to you, better still contact me. I will tell you what to do. Your wife will also come with everything will be safe for you. You understand? So these are the area I want the world or every listeners or viewers to understand that it is forbidden. Your wife cannot be your Aruba. Your wife can only be your Akpetebi, wife of Orunmila, wife of Orunmila, which is Akpetebi. But your wife cannot be your Aruba. So those people that have made this mistake, I believe I have explained it on this Odu Ogunda Maji why your wife cannot be your Aruba, because Aruba has been seduced in the Ogunda Maji when Orunmila brought her to this very mother earth, and Orunmila have to take her wife back. So he suffered that emotion, and there is a curse there that any man or any Ifa priest who allow the wife to be an Aruba, there must be separation. And this has led to most separations in marriages. So I want you all to try as much as possible that when this Odu comes out, it appears for someone in divination, tell that person you should be careful of traitors, that there are a lot of enemy traitors, and that person need to feed his head in order to be successful and prosperous. If I say that this person is overloaded with work and personal problem of others, Ogunda Maji children are the one who worship Ogun and are known for their power, courage, and creative talent. With their imaginative skill, they open doors and create job opportunities for others. This is Ogunda Maji. The enemies enter your house to find out how you live, and they throw bad energy, thoughts at you. So in Ogunda Maji, it's also advised that every Friday, there are prayer that someone that is carrying Ogunda Maji as a special Odu, their special prayer you need to be doing every day, Jimo, which is every day Friday morning in an empty stomach. That is, you take a cup of water, add a pinch of salt into that cup of water, you mix, then you use it to grab your mouth at the balcony, at the opening of your house. You start sprinkling it, you put it in the mouth. As you do that, you start removing every negative energy, every manipulation that the enemy has manipulated you start sprinkling that this is a very serious, a very powerful back to sender. So for those who are carrying this Odu, you are advised to always attend to this prayer every day, Friday. The person incarnated with this Odu will have many children. In this Odu, to remove the cause, which is dangerous, you have to look for herbs that veins such Afro, there's what we call Afro here in the Edo language, Afro and Emwe. So this is made, and the blood is also given at the foot of Oya. When you are able to do that, Oya, this is the Osun that is with Shango, which is Oya. It has water in it, so you have to also feed on it. So in Ogunda Maji in Ayegu, as I've said, in every Odu there is positive and there are negative, Ire and Ayegu. When an Odu falls, depends if it is Ire, you follow it at Ire. If you follow it at Ayegu, which is danger, you follow it at Ayegu. So every danger which is Ayegu can always be turned to Ire after sacrifice. It's very understanding. The head is smaller than the crown they put on it. That is Ayegu. Against imminent danger of death, that is Ayegu, you must offer goat roaster a bag of money in 201 different places, and a goat to Isu, a roaster to Ogun, and the goat skin is to be made as a drum. You have to skin the goat, use the skin for a drum. So the person is indecisive. Ogunda Maji in Ire in positive. The head is bigger than the crown they put on it. In order for you to live peacefully and defeat your enemies, you must sacrifice dog and rooster and a tortoise to Ogun. Due to what? An imminent war. You must offer the deity, they must offer the earth deity, that is Eriwoya. You must make sacrifice to Eriwoya with a sheep, one, with a sheep, one, to Eriwoya, one, Eriwoya. You understand? And your guardian angel with a white goat in order to reign peacefully. You understand? So in Ogunda Maji, he's telling us that he's turning every cry into laughter, and the lost will be found. Everything that is lost will be found, will come back to you. Dispute over one thing, you are going to triumph over it. So the same thing is this: when you are able to make this sacrifice, I believe that everything will really go on well with you. The same thing on this Odu, he said that if your head does not sell you, if my head doesn't sell me, nobody will buy me. So you need to be patient and what? Benevolence. Go inside the chest of riches. The advice of the old woman, he said the advice you are getting from the old woman, you have to deserve it, that this woman advice is very important. You understand? The same thing what Ogunda Maji is making us to understand, that it is useless to know a lot. It is useless to know a lot if I don't have the courage to teach. When you don't have the courage to teach, then it's useless for you to know a lot. Ogunda Maji says, what are the prohibitions of Ogunda Maji? These are the taboos, those things that you forbid. You have to be careful with betrayers and traps. They do not believe in family. They are unruly, deceitful. They deceive anyone by the way they speak, and they are attentive to know when and how they strike the opponent. That is what Ogunda Maji is just all about. So, as I've said, Ogunda Maji on its own, when this appear in Okpile or Ike in ordinary divination with the oracle of Ifa, the divination should be the diviner should be advised that do not do business that is half or equal part in proportion. So the person can become involved in gossip or anything that has to do with witchcraft and entanglement. You can suffer jail for your hurtful attitude towards people. He must sacrifice for Esu. Esu is very vital so that things will be very much good. As you are going to make sacrifice with Esu, with a goat, there should be abundance of corn and other edible dishes in the bush. You must sacrifice a father ram to Eziza, and it's very very important. You have to attend to Eziza by using ram to avoid suffering due to devastated diseases. So when it is unalienable, when there's something, the person is having sickness, this is the area you have to really attend to. So the same thing is this: when Ogunda Maji comes out for a woman, make that woman to understand that she's going to have a lot of children, but she must marry to a babalawo or someone that have Ifa immediately, so that he can have a lot of children. So when Ogunda Maji comes out for a man, tell that man tell that man that is going to marry a woman, that this woman is going to be a daughter of a prominent person, a notable person in the society, and through that person that Ogunda Maji has appeared for is going to have his wealth through there. The same thing, Ogunda Maji has made us to understand that you have to improve yourself morally and materially for your progress, so that you are considered and respected by others. It's because of this Ogunda Maji, because you do not have two qualities. Those qualities, when Ogunda Maji children need to be told, they have to be responsible, so that through this they will have honor by others. So this is where Ogunda Maji also makes sacrifice for Elegba and Ogun. Elegba and Ogun, they both on there, they now hunt. So they now discover that they now have the fish, and this fish on their own, they were both dragging and all. It was Obatala that made that peace by sharing the fish into two equal, by cutting the fish into two halves, so that the war between Elegba and Ogun for that possession of his that came to an end. The same thing in Ogunda Maji. What are the colors? The colors of Ogunda Maji are white, red, blue, and black. These are their colors. So the same thing I'm telling us, let us try as much possible to understand that Ogunda Maji is a very fine Odu, whereby you are able to really improve yourself about it. So as you are always advised, if you have all this Odu with you, you have been initiated to Ifa, and you need improvement, you need to contact. You are not supposed to just say this is what Baluwo or my the man or Kologbon has initiated you. He has initiated you, agreed. You have to also come. Knowledge has no limit. You have to also come, contact, so that we can share knowledge together. I will tell you what to do based on what your Odu is carrying. This is the area of specialty, so that you should try as much possible. So we're talking about Ogunda Maji, the taboos. One does not eat breadfruit, roaster, yam, cassava. You understand? One, alcohol, beverage are not taken. So these are what Ogunda Maji children need to skip, to avoid. So as I've said, that ORUNMILA was the one that gave birth to Okpele, and Okpele now came to this very mother earth. So the keynote here in Ogunda in Ifa says in Ogunda Maji that this person is about to achieve wealth. Your hands will be able to touch it, but you must offer sacrifice. Your sacrifice will be accepted the day a vulture eats out of it. No one knows where would settle next time divination launch issue of the Odu Ogunda Maji. The issue of Ogunda Maji is made a crown and a necklace of black, white, and red beads is put on it. So these are the nature of the Esu, the type of Esu. As I've said in my previous video, Esu is of varies. But there are some people you only just know Esu. Even there was even someone who was an Ifa priest. I even asked this person who is an Esu. He was telling me that Esu is a Lucifer. I was even shocked and surprised that how can a Babawalawo of this nation doesn't know who Esu is. He was telling me that Esu is a Lucifer. He was an angel of God. So my brothers and sisters all over the world who have been initiated into Ifa, you have taken up to about 75% advantage of your life. All what you need to do is knowledge. Is knowledge. You need someone that will teach you, to tell you what you need to do. Those things you ought not to do, those things you need to do. Remember, ORUNMILA is a king. Those people who have been able to carry their ORUNMILA into finishing. So remember, a king doesn't go on for an errand. So there are other divinities or deities that are coupling ORUNMILA. That is you now, down to this earth, like Shango. Because ORUNMILA said, when he was asked to choose, he chose money as a partner. And ORUNMILA said we should make money as our partner, not our enemy. We should always choose money. That is what ORUNMILA is talking about. So as I said, there's in Ogunda Maji, there ought to be a very special Esu, which is called Esu Elegbara Esu Elegbara. And this Esu Elegbara will be the one that will be installed. For this person, and this Esu will be at the frontage of this person's house. Ogunda Maji was also the one that divided for two friends. For these two friends' names are Onirese Ile and Onirese Oko. Onirese Ile and Onirese Oko, they were very good friends, and they were asked to make sacrifice after they now consulted the Ifa divination. What Ifa told them that they should make sure that they should be to go into childbearing, to reproduce, and they shouldn't go for money. They should have children, and children is what's going to profit them. So Olisa Rire on his own hand neglected the advice. He now focused on money. He was working, getting money to buy clothes and all. Whereas Onirese Oko on his own really focused on area of giving birth to children. So at the end of every year, when they go to festival, Orisarile, we always dress gorgeously to that festival, and we start making laughter, fun of Orisa Oko. And because he was poor, because he has nothing to show it, then Orisarile has money because he was working. He was earning money out of it. He was rich and all. So a time came when Orisa Oko children who now grow up to an adult, they start engaging to one business or the other. They start making money. At this time, Orisarile and Orisa Oko are now gotten old. So Orisarile couldn't go further to work. For that, he has no money. He was not relying on his old way of life. So when the time of festival came, Orisarile couldn't have anything to put on as well, but rather he now went to take one of his old clothes to the festival. But the children of Orisarile Oko had money at the right time, and they now took their father. One was contemplating to buy their father horse. The other was contemplating that they should hire a carrier. The religious son said, no, let us carry our father with our bare hands, so that the world will know that our father has a responsible children. So they took their father with bare hands and they carried him, so they headed and they went to the festival. And people, now saw it, and they now recognized that the children of Orisarile Oko was also responsible, and their father was not changing from one cloth to the other in every 30 minutes. So Orisarile Oko now demanded the audience that he need to sing. What was his song? He started singing that Omo Osego, Omo Osefe, Omo Oseviya. This is how Omonuwa. These are names that Ogunda Maji children need to bear. Omo Wa, Omonuwa, Omo Ohe, Omo Omo, Omo Wa, Omo Efe. These are the names that the Ogunda Maji children need to bear, because one kego, yes, Omosego. These are the names that Ogunda Maji children need to bear. Then what are the professions of Ogunda Maji children? The profession of Ogunda Maji children, they can as well be a pharmacist. They can as well be an herbalist. When they engage in this type of business or even farming, it will be profitable to them or for them. The same thing is this: what are those dangers or taboos of Ogunda Maji? Ogunda Maji children are not supposed to be a war person like a hunter. They need not to deal with guns or sharp objects. Ogunda Maji children cannot be a hunter. They cannot be a hunter. So they forbid that. That is Ogunda Maji children. They cannot be a hunter. So that is what they have to really avoid. That is Ogunda Maji, because it can put them to trouble. Ogunda Maji cannot be a road constructor. A road constructor is engaging on road. No. Ogunda Maji children cannot do that. So these are things you need to avoid in order for you to have problem-free life. So the same thing, Ogunda Maji children are not supposed to eat beetle, ogogo, esin. Ogunda children should avoid all this, so that they will not have a consistent fortune. You understand? They don't have misfortune in life. So these are what they need to avoid. So what I'm trying to tell us is this: in Ogunda Maji, one need to try as far as possible to really understand a lot of this. So if you are carrying Ogunda Maji as your patron Odu, these are the 10 commandments or the 10 messages I have for you. 1. For those that are Ogunda Maji children, initiates, the following are additional messages from the Odu that might help you in one ramification or the other of your life. 1. For a male child born by this Odu Ogunda Maji, he says that he will get married to a daughter of a very prominent personality in the community or country. The father of his wife to be may be a community leader, minister, or even a president or a public title holder or a big industrialist. The relationship will bring fruitful reward to both parties in Ogunda Maji as assured this. Number 2, for a female child of this Odu, Ogunda Maji assured she will give birth to many children when she got married. The children, however, will have good names in life. They will equally be recognized in their various fields of undertaking in life. Number 3, Ogunda Maji assures his children a long life because they are under the protection of ORUNMILA. In all their undertaking, they must never be afraid of death because ORUNMILA have already settled that area. Ifa says that a special covenant has been made and has been entered into with death, not to be taking them away in their youth stage. Number 4, all good things which Ogunda Maji children are looking for are with Ifa and Olodumare, that is God Almighty. They should always make their prayer to Ifa and Olodumare. Hence, you need to pray to Ifa and Olodumare regularly for whatever you need. This Ogunda Maji. Number 5, despite assuring success in their endeavors, there are some specific ventures which will guarantee you as Ogunda Maji children to be even more prominent in life. Such ventures include medicines, pharmacists, most especially, and all related fields. They may also go into the field of herbal medicine and they will become experts. Number 6, Ogunda Maji also okays his children to have interest in farming and other aspects of agriculture. They will equally be very prominent in their field. However, they will display some expertise. However, number 7, in the taboos, what Ogunda Maji children need to forbid. Number 7, as an Ogunda Maji children, you must never engage in animal hunting, cloth weaving, or road construction. This is against your destiny on earth. Ogunda Maji points out all this. Number 8, whatever business you engage in, you need to be careful in order to avoid quarrel or misunderstanding if the business involve other people, joint ventures, or partnership. Special caution must be taken when it comes to profit sharing. You are advised to always propitiate Ogun regularly as to avoid misunderstanding in business. Ogun is very important. Number 9, Ogunda Maji children will always have several people surrounding them. They have followers. They will never be without companions, children, and or followers. Number 10, Ogunda Maji wants you as his children not to ever repay good with evil or be an ingrate. They must always appreciate good and avoid evil. These are 10 messages for Ogunda Maji children. You are expected to abide by them in order for you to have a successful life. I greet you once again, and I greet you all because, as I've said, there are a lot of stories here. So there's also the story between a tiger. The tiger was asked to make sacrifice. He was a good hunter, but he failed. It was when he now propitiated the feast of Esu. That was that the tiger now continued to hunt without missing. So these are all what I have to also tell you. Even in Ogunda Maji, they still an herb. This herb is an asset. This asset, you need to eat it. It's an asset. So when you are carrying this Odu as your patron Odu, contact me. I will tell you what to do. I will tell you more what to do. I will tell you, I will explain this so that you have a free life passage, so that everything on Ogunda Maji will not have benefit on this. So on the personal level, it is associated with progress towards fulfillment of destiny. This Ogunda Maji. The negative levels we are talking about destruction without intention. Keynotes. Finally, Ogunda creates the removal of obstacle. Ogunda creates the removal of obstacle. As I've told you, I've explained, I've said some story to it. So if you have any question to ask me, feel free to contact me. Make comments. My comment section is there. Comment on it. Ask question. Contact me if you have any question surrounding this Odu, Ogunda Maji, or Ogunda metanla. I'm here to answer your question. I greet you all once again. Aboru, aboye, abosise, Eriwoya.